You are now listening to the Basic and Boujie podcast.
And we're live.
Oh, I'm supposed to say something. I don't have the script.
I'll give you the script. Should have prepared.
Don't forget to rate, review, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Ding, ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding. That's my first one.
Yay. Now it's yours.
now it's my job.
See what happens when you do a good job?
I was about
you
to
get
say
more
that.
work.
You get more work. You gotta be more like Cheryl.
More work.
If you watched episode 9, you know who Cheryl is.
You'll know who Cheryl is.
And if you don't, go back and get that episode.
That's a good episode.
It is. It's a great episode.
So this is number 11.
11.
We're on 2 hands now.
Official double digits.
Yep. And if you watched last week, Boujie interviewed me. Mm-hmm. Now this week, I'm going to interview Boujie.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. So you are in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Rapid fire. Just kidding. All right. So first question. Mm-hmm. Which of our episodes have been your favorite so far?
I'm going to say I have a few. I know you had a few, but I have a few. I'm going to start with the Latina Gang. That one was my favorite, one of my favorites, because it was like really like our childhood, like just brought back some memories. That was a good one. Also, Selfishly, that was one of my favorite episodes because we recorded that ourselves on the phone.
We did.
There was no extra. There was production
no
when not here that day.
The creative director.
I'm sorry. The creative
He's
director.
gotten a promotion.
Was not available. So that's one of my favorite episodes because we did all that together by ourselves.
We did.
One of the first episodes where we had Meet My Besties when Jody and Jamie were here. Damn it.
Damn it,
man. When Jody and that woman were here. It's just you never know how like people, like, you know how people feel about you or whatever, but it's like sometimes they remember things that you don't remember, and I'm like, oh, they love me. So I love that episode. And then our well, no, I think I have as many as you because I really love I'm like, I love that we interviewed Damaris and Docinco, and I'm like, but those are my favorite too because they were so informative. I'm like, you get to learn about sex and you get to learn about entrepreneurship. So I might have to. Those are my top 4.
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm not going to argue with you.
I love them all, obviously.
I love 1 through 11.
There you go. All right. I love all my
A's
kids.
and B's.
These are all these episodes. These are our children.
All my children. Oh, wait. Our drinks.
Oh, damn it, man.
We did it again. So, cheers.
Cheers to a good show. Cling.
It's a grapefruit margarita. I opted for no salt. Because last week was
sodium.
the salted dog. Although I'm going to make that one again. That was a good one. All right. So question number 2. What made you want to become a nurse?
Oh, so many things. So according to my mother, she knew I was going to be a nurse since like middle school.
Really?
Yeah, and it was never something that I thought of. I was like, I'm gonna be no dumbass nurse. That's stupid. Like I just never thought that was going to be a thing for me. What ultimately made my decision was the market crashed right before I was going to go into the real estate program. And I was like, okay, nursing school it is. But prior to that, I would always, between my cousin and I, we would go to a doctor's appointment with my grandmother, or like when she started getting older, there was a lot of emergency room visits. Somebody was always with her as a translator. And I started to really see like there are no like nurses of color. There are barely any Hispanic nurses. Like there's no reason that I should be going to Temple in the heart of North Philly and you don't have no Hispanic nurses. You don't have no nurses of color. And I just wanted somebody that was like relatable. And even as a nurse, when I'm translating, I get the whole story versus when somebody else is using a phone or whatever, because you just feel more comfortable with people that you can relate to. So then I'm like, oh, you more comfortable in Spanish? And I start speaking Spanish. Ay, mija, déjame decirte. Like now I'm family. Yeah. So I wanted to be that person for my grandmother, because nobody was there for her. Thank God she had family, but there are a lot of people in the hospital that don't have a family member that have been living in this country that don't speak the language, and they just hope that somebody's going to be able to help them. So that's what reared me into healthcare. and becoming a nurse.
Okay. That's a good story, because you pick up that phone, all that stuff could get lost in translation.
Oh, for sure.
And then if you, let's say, just take Spanish. If you have someone who speaks Mexican Spanish, Dominican Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish, Colombian Spanish, you can get something mixed up in that translation too. So, yeah, okay. I didn't know that. See, we're still learning so much about each other. Okay, so.
But if the market didn't crash, I would have been like a real estate mogul. But playing Monopoly, that was the goal.
You're monocle. What is that? Monocle.
Monocle.
What is a monocle? So on the flip side then, what made you decide to leave the nursing profession?
The politics of healthcare. Because I was one of those naive nursing students that I was like, I'm going to be the change. Yeah, that you can go in there with that spirit. If you're in nursing school right now, if you're a nursing student and you're going in there with that spirit, by all means, that's your thing. But the reality is, there's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of numbers, and how fast can you admit? How fast can you discharge? Why did this take so long? Like, it doesn't matter that somebody just lost someone and you were holding somebody's hand and all those beautiful stories that you hear. We can't do those stories. We can't. I don't have time to talk to my patients. I don't have time to sit and speak with them because I have a manager on my ass saying, you need to discharge. Why is it taking you so long? Well, because somebody was having a meltdown and I didn't want to say, oh, I need this room because the waiting room is full.
Right.
So I'm passionate about being a nurse and being at the bedside and having those conversations with my patients and getting to know them. And they take that away from you with like, oh, they've been here for 2 hours. You got to take them to extra. You got to bring them back. They need to be discharged. You got to like. That it just takes I'm not a robot, I'm a person, and the whole premise of nursing is you treat the patient holistically. It's not like, yeah, you came in here for belly pain, but then you became comfortable with me and now you're telling me about all these other issues and now I'm just a listening ear.
Right.
They're not trying to hear none of that. It's like, you need to move. And I'm just like, no, I'm not a robot, I can't do it. It's just like, there's a lot of office politics, healthcare politics, so then that's when I decided I was going to be a travel nurse, which is like best of both worlds because you make like 3 times as much as a staff nurse. You go somewhere for about 13 weeks. You go in, you do your job, and you leave. All the new policies don't affect you. All the cattiness with the nurses and this person don't like this, none of that affects you because you don't know anybody. You walk in, you clock in, you do your 12-hour shift, you clock out, you go home, next assignment. That's it. So I love that aspect of it. I'm a people person. I got the gift of gab, so I talk to anybody, everybody. I wasn't worried about meeting new people. But that was my favorite part of it. Is I'm like, oh, like everybody is pissed. Like, oh damn, y'all not gonna have no vacation time? Sucks to be you. I don't have those issues because I'm a contracted employee. So if you are gonna do nursing, get your experience and go travel. That's the best way to do it. That's my advice for nurses, for the new nurses out there.
Do you feel that the longer people have been in nursing, they may start with your story, the longer they stay in the healthcare profession, in that nursing, doctor, caretaker, their bedside manner starts to like leave?
I felt that change in myself.
Okay.
I remember, and patients would point it out. I remember walking into a room, like first year as a nurse, like, hi, my name's Melanie, like all bubbly, Skittles and rainbows, and the patient would call me out right away. You a new nurse? Like, cause nobody's that fucking happy. I'm like, well, I used to be a unicorn, and I just double my pay, so I am skipping in this room. But along the way, it became, hi, I'm Melanie, I'm here to be a nurse, to what's going on today? Like, now I have an attitude, and I didn't ask you to, you didn't want to be in this emergency room. Right. This is an emergency room. Something is going on. And that's when I knew I had to change. I was like, I don't want to be that nurse. I don't want to be that nurse that's just, oh, she's so miserable. Because I know a lot of those nurses. We all know those nurses that have been in a certain particular place for too freaking long, and they're just angry. And you would not treat your mother like that if that was the patient. And that was always my rule of thumb. I treat my patients the way I would want people to treat my family.
Right.
So once I felt like my attitude was changing and I was just being very short with people, I was like, okay, I gotta change because I don't want to be that bitter nurse.
Yeah. So you left nursing profession, became a notary. What made you decide to pursue the notary profession? So
I just became a notary.
I don't know.
So I just passed my exam a couple weeks ago. So that woman my sister, who is also a notary, and she is a loan signing agent, started this journey in 2019, and it was just as a means of like additional income. And now fast forward to 2021, and I've seen all the work she's put in. I've seen the benefits of the work, and realizing that you can do this full time and not work for anybody and no longer answer to someone. I'm like, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I want to make my money on my terms and not have to answer to other people's bullshit. Like, that's just what it is. And I saw it, it's just one of those things that I had to see it work, and then I was able to jump on board, because I bought the program at the beginning of last year. I started it, ended up working full time, so of course that got pushed to the wayside. But I'm like, if I knew then what I knew now, I probably wouldn't have took that job, or I would have took the job and made sure that I stayed on top of the notary, because then it would have been a smoother transition. So yeah, a notary and becoming a notary and a loan signing agent is a really good way to make your own money in your own schedule and just have control over your own life.
Yeah, and it's good that you say that the woman has put the work in, because I think we talked about in a previous podcast, people think that like, oh, that's quick money, easy, done.
Like I said 2019 she started. It's not till now 2021 that she is making full time. Well, maybe mid 2020 she was making full time income, and that was her thing. Like, I need to be able to match my salary before I could even think about doing this full time, or leaving my job. And now she's like doubling whatever her job is paying her. So it's like, bye, suckers.
Yeah, girl. So, what books are you reading, or what books would you recommend?
So it's like a cliche to say Rich Dad Poor Dad, but that was the first book I read back in, I want to say like 2010ish, when I was still
so late to the game with that book.
That was like my first, you can do this entrepreneurship, self-made type of book that I read. And that's what I was like, I think I'm gonna go into real estate. Like, I like this. I like what this guy's doing. Or no, it was before that, because I think 2008 was when the market crashed. Yeah. I don't know, one of those early 2000 something. But I remember reading that book and saying, I'm gonna go into real estate, and then the market crashed, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go do what my mom told me to do and go to nursing school and become a dumbass nurse.
Dumbass nurse
that I kept talking shit about. But so yeah, that was the first book that like started, like, that made me realize, like, oh, I don't have to work for people, because we don't know what we don't know. Right. Especially at that age, especially coming from traditional 9-to-5 working families, you don't know that you put yourself in a box. So that was the first book that I've read. I've read a couple of things along the way. Right now, I'm not reading, I'm cheating. I'm listening to the audio version of Atomic Habits to create some good habits and some good time management stuff for myself, because I struggle with time management and I struggle with routine, but it's better when you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
I can do a routine for myself. If I can do all the things that I've had to do for other people, for employers and all that, I can absolutely do these things for myself. Yeah. But right now, I'm listening to Atomic Habits, cheating. And I love it. Because I have other stuff I'm busy. I have other stuff to do, so I can listen to that and work. And then sometimes I'm like, all right, let me write that down.
I forget what book I just finished reading before Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think, Dollars Flow to Me Easy. Mm-hmm. Don't quote me, because we already talked about, I don't know the names of books. It's something like that. And I was reading it while I was listening to it to like kind of double get it into my head. So yeah, okay. That's not cheating.
Follow along. Like, read it to me. I don't want to read.
It's like multiply. Keep hearing it different ways and
hearing
you get
it and seeing it. Hearing it. I like that.
So I think we talked about last week. We watch similar shows or have similar interests, especially with some of the trash. Yes. The trash television.
My love of trash television.
Yeah. So what's your all-time favorite show? And then what are you watching now?
My all-time favorite show. What can I watch over and over again? I'm just gonna go ahead with The Walking Dead and just say that that's my favorite show, because I low-key want to watch it all over again from the beginning. Like, I haven't already watched it 4 times over. I'm just looking for. If you haven't watched The Walking Dead and you want to, I will watch it with you, because I just like that show.
I've never watched it.
Like, we can watch an episode after we record every Sunday.
And then what's the show after the show?
The Talking Dead. When we talk about the episode that we just
second podcast.
Right. Because there's like little snippets. There's a lot that goes on in that show. So it's like that breaks it down. Like, oh, remember this red cup that was in season 1? Well, the red cup appeared again in season 3. I never seen the fucking red cup, but they let me know that the cup is there. So I would say that is my all-time favorite show. Right now, I'm in a little bit of a show hole. I have no idea what to watch. I just finished 5 seasons of Housewives of Dallas. So now I have no idea what to do. That's a good one. If you're a Housewives person.
I like the
Dallas is
the
a
New
good.
York one.
Yeah, I used
know
to
that was
like the New York one until
ago.
Bethany left off of that, so I don't watch that one anymore. Right now, well, Potomac and Atlanta are like my top 2 faves. But Dallas was good. Dallas was interesting. I was like, I could live in Dallas. Maybe not. I'll probably punch one of those girls. But I could live in
you can live in Dallas because you can get a 4-bedroom single home for like what you pay here for an apartment.
A rural home.
Like no, thank you.
Yeah, so I just finished watching that. And then some of my summer shows are coming back. Like I watched Queen of the South. That's back. That's a really good one. What else is on? I don't know. I just feel like I'm watching the same things over and over again. I'm about to start Friends from scratch. I need some new shows.
So I saw this thing where, did you catch this on the first, like the premiere episode of Friends, or the whatever what they call the first episode? And it's a scene where they show Phoebe, and then the next scene they show Phoebe sitting down. So I want to watch it to see if that's like real, or did you just like clip something together? Because I feel like
these mistakes
they do that type of stuff. But I know in our house, the Food Network is always on.
It's funny you said that, because I was binge watching Top Chef last night. I was like, I just need something to watch. Also need inspiration for new meals to make. Top Chef. I think I started with Master Chef, and I was like, oh, I've seen this season already. And then I started watching Top Chef.
Yeah. I love Food Network with the Chopped, Beat Bobby Flay, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. We just wrote into the show because of a diner that we go to. Like this diner has to be on the show. We need you guys to show up to this. But that's the channel that's always on in our house, whether it's in the background or we're like watching
The
something.
Food Network.
But it's weird to like watch them cooking meat, and we're like,
right.
I don't know if that looks good anymore.
Like, that was old life.
That was 2019, Joss and Kyle. So you have to watch Schitt's Creek. I know I told you I'm binge watching that.
I'm gonna put that on my list.
You have to watch
I feel like
it.
that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I gotta see. Did you ever start watching Ozark? I know we had talked about it. I think you'll like that. I gotta see if that comes back.
Is that on Netflix or is that on?
It's a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Oh, Handmaid's Tale. I forgot about Handmaid's Tale. I love that show. That's what I'm watching right now. But it comes on. It's like if I'm not binging, I forget about it. So it comes on every Wednesday, and I have to wait. So I feel like I'm not watching it.
Well, the challenge ended, and I was watching that every Wednesday. And now they have a challenge, All Stars, which I think is not as good as like, it's like 10 versions of me, as in my age, doing all this stuff, and I'm like, you can't do this stuff anymore.
Like, y'all got Motrin in there? I got Epsom salt, so y'all can soak. I have enough tubs for everybody because I don't spring out of bed like I used to.
I know you got back problems. I don't think you should be doing that anymore.
Now when you watch it, you're like, ooh, I know they sore. Where before you were just like, what?
But they're 20. They can do it. Now it's like, oh, y'all shouldn't do that.
No. It's not a good idea.
There's a reason there's a retirement age.
Right.
Y'all hit it.
It's like it needs to be like a retirement age from those types of reality shows.
For real. Like, just be a consultant later.
Like,
just be a judge.
10 years ago when I was on this show.
Yeah. This is how we did it.
Right. Trying to do this shit now.
Be a consultant. Okay. So we talked about you're bad with routines.
Yes.
So tell me about your morning routine.
Okay. So you are a part of my morning routine.
You crack me up every time you say, part of my morning routine is watching you do your morning routine.
This is me in the bed. Oh, look at Joss go. I should make some coffee. And I'm walking around the apartment as I drink my morning coffee if I get out of bed. But my morning routine right now is to watch you do your morning routine. But this last week, actually, I started writing down what I would like to get done, what time I would like to get up, because I said in June that I was going to be like strict about it, about having this morning routine. And what sparked that was, I think the week before last, I was just kind of like not being as strict on my like sleep schedule. So I'm going to sleep at 2 a.m. and which means I'm not going to wake up till like 8 or 9 o'clock. And now my day's going and I'm like, what did I do today? Like I felt like the time was going by. So I'm like, all right, I need my hours back. I need to get up early. I need to go to bed at a reasonable time. So right now I don't have it. My morning routine is pending.
Okay, that's fine. Mine, I've always been a morning person. And I thought it was going to be a harder transition into having like a 4:45 wake up time and all that.
Right.
Because we used to snooze, like when we had to go in the office,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You don't
Like,
want to
snooze
go
queen.
into the
Yeah.
office.
Or sometimes I'll just have multiple alarms set.
Yeah. It's like 15 minutes. What is it with Apple that has like 9 minutes
It's like
snooze?
a weird snooze time.
So like every 9 minutes, snooze, snooze, snooze. Before you know, an hour's gone by, and I'm like, oh, I guess we should get up now and go to work. So that doesn't happen anymore. So yeah.
Now you'll just be snoozing your own routines, so you have to get up.
Yeah. So now it's like you better get up. You have posts.
You have things
You have
to do.
TikToks to edit.
TikToks to make.
So do you have a night routine? And if you do, what's your night routine?
I kind of do. I'm a little bit of a viejita. Like, I'm a news junkie, so I like to watch the news at 10 o'clock. I do my, like, exfoliation of my face. I do all my skincare stuff at night. I spray my sheets with lavender. I get in my bed. I watch Fox 29 from 10 to 11, and then I'm, like, ready to go to bed. Like, that's like, my wind down.
Yeah.
So that I think I have a stricter night routine than I do a morning routine.
And I'm the opposite.
Right.
I have a strict morning routine, and my night routine is like, meh.
Like, am I gonna have some? Maybe I'll have some melatonin so I can get a good night's sleep. Maybe I'll have a glass of wine. But it's always like you did whatever you had to do today. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I make sure that I take care of myself at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's good. I like the lavender spray thing. You have to tell me which one you use.
Yeah, I will.
Because we have, we bought the eucalyptus and lavender like bushel for the shower.
Yeah.
And
How's that? Because I want to do that.
It smells really good.
Okay.
It's
I
very
do
like
that. I feel like it's gonna be
soft.
like refreshing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very soft when you get it. It's like that calming, right? Like it's a calming shower.
I'm gonna do it.
And then we bought, I think Kyle bought like eucalyptus soap from Nourish. They sell soap.
Yeah.
So that'll be
That's good
interesting.
stuff.
So yeah, lavender is like mixed in. I can send you the link of what we used.
Okay. Yeah.
It took forever to get to us. Though, so,
I feel like everything with the mail is taking forever. It's even still now.
And so, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Girl, 20. What was I doing? 2008. A bunch of nonsense. I wasn't doing shit at 20, I don't think. I was working at the hospital as a registrar. I was like walking around with the little car. I was the money vampire, they used to call me. Like, oh, here she come. Wanting my deductible. Wanting my insurance. So I was kind of just like, I think at 20, I was still trying to figure it out. And what I would tell my 20-year-old self would be harder on yourself. Because I think I took people's advice too harshly. Like, oh, your 20s is for fun. So I was like, all right, it's for fun. I don't got to plan shit. Like, no, that's not it. Like, come back. So I would tell my 20-year-old self, like, continue to have fun. You know, the plan then was to travel, and I did a lot of traveling. You know, do all that, but make sure you have a plan for yourself. Also, whatever job you get, you're not gonna die there. Because I think that the job that I had at the time, I was already there for a couple of years. That was my longest job, and I left at about 9.5 years. And that's a lot for somebody that got a job at like 19. Like I stayed at the hospital forever. So, yeah, I would tell my 20-year-old self, you're not marrying that job, you're not marrying that man, and get a plan, make a plan, and stick to it.
Yeah, write it down. So you asked me last week what I would tell my 15-year-old self. What would you tell your 15-year-old self?
I really wish I could tell my 15-year-old self a lot of stuff. My 15-year-old self, I would tell myself...
Were you at Masbom?
Yeah, I was in Masbom, 10th grade, working at Acme. I would tell myself, it's going to get better. You're going to get out of Hunting Park. It's not the end all be all. You will not be a product of your neighborhood. And I'm not Hunty, because I'm out. But I would tell myself that things will get better. Because even at 15, I feel like other people like already knew what they like. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. And I was just like, I want to get out the house. I didn't know what else I wanted to do. I just knew I didn't want to be there anymore. So yeah, I would just be like, it's gonna get better. Again, make a plan for yourself. Make a plan, because I'm definitely, most of my friends I know, they know I'm a dreamer. I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. It's not now into my adulthood that I'm like, oh, I want to do this. What steps am I going to take to get to that? So, plan. I would tell myself to plan more.
Do you find that a lot of people, you said like 15-year-old friends of yours said like, I want to do this and that. Do you find that they're in those things? I feel like we need to be more realistic with our youth though too, because I think a lot of them say what they want to be because they think that that's what they're supposed to say. Right. It's okay if you don't know. Because
I didn't know. All I knew is I want to get my driver's license this is what my plans were at 15. I'm going to get my driver's license at 17. I also graduated high school at 17. And in my mind, I was going to take a year off and travel the world. I don't know how I was going to travel the world on my Acme income, but I was going to travel the world. And then Hilda was like, you ain't going to be laying up in this house. So my ass went right to like a technical school because she was just not having it. But I would have done more research on schools, of like colleges and stuff. I would have applied. I didn't apply to college out of state because I had a boyfriend at the time, and I thought I was going to marry him. I ain't married him either. 15, I was lost, and I'm okay saying that because even the people that thought they knew what they were, I don't know any of them that are doing what they said they were gonna do.
Yeah. I think you have to be realistic though too. I don't mean like kill somebody's dream,
right?
But when you at 15 say you want to be a pediatric surgeon,
right?
Do you know what that means?
Exactly.
Who's guiding you? Like, let's help guide you, not to like stray you from that. But like, let's be realistic.
How are you gonna get there? Let's take the steps. Like, all right, you're in high school now, so should you be taking extra courses? Should you be going to CCP and seeing what they offer? Yeah, if that's what your plan is. Because I feel like I had a group of friends, and most of them wanted to do something in healthcare. Most of them, whether it was like nursing or doctor or whatever. And I'm the only one that ended up being a nurse, and that wasn't even in my original plan.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
Damn it, guys! You rubbed off on me, and I want it.
Now look at me. Take a little seat.
Take a seat. All right. I have a good final question. All right. What is your biggest goal for 2021?
Oh, my biggest goal for 2021, number one would be for me to continue to be in the position that I am, meaning that I don't have to apply for an actual, like a job, 9-to-5 job. I had a habit of when I would leave a job, I would update my resume, and I had like this thing that I did after leaving a job. I would update my resume, make sure I update all my credentials, and get ready for the next employer. Once I was let go from that job, I did not do that. My resume still looks the same. I never updated it. I'm like, I have, like managerial experience now and all that. I didn't update anything because I don't plan on having to use my resume. Like, I want to know, are you entrepreneurs that are like, let's say a couple years into your business, do you have a resume? Probably not. You don't need it because you talk to our resume we are our resume. We speak about what we're doing. If this is what I've done, that's the resume, is the actual work. And my biggest goal would be not to have to work for somebody else, to continue doing what I'm doing right now. And my other huge goal is for the podcast to continue to be successful and for us to monetize off of this, for my notary business to be successful. I have another little business that's coming. Stay tuned for that. So my first goal would be not to have to work for somebody else. My second goal would be for things to flow the way they are and continue to improve. And my third goal, what would my third goal be? I don't know. It was on the tip of my tongue. Probably gonna have to cut this part out.
Or voice over it.
When it comes to me. Yeah, I think my main goal is I don't want to work for nobody else. Like, I'm just done. I'm just done.
Yeah, I like that you haven't updated your resume.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a sign in itself, right? Because in the past we've been like, I need to update, like I need to find a job. I need to find. I need to do something.
What am I gonna do?
Right.
I was like, all right, cool.
Bye.
Bye. You're bye. It's like when that woman went to the office. She had to go notarize something, and she took the rest of her stuff home because she's like, I'm not coming back here. We were, we had spoken about manifesting before. As part of manifesting, yes, I don't want to work for anybody else. Well, what steps are you going to do to? Because even those people that are like living off unemployment or whatever the case is, that's just going to run out. So this is your time. If you didn't use 2020 to make a plan to get out of that rut, do it now, because the world is about to open up, and the employers they want you back. Mm-hmm. They want you back in the office where they can see their money. Yeah,
they want to see you, what you're doing, what you've been doing.
Right.
First of all, if they even recognize you, because I've seen a couple people on Teams, and I'm like, I don't remember you looking like that, but that's neither here nor there.
They got the quarantine 15.
They got all that. And I think for them is going to be a realization too, because now you're coming back into the office. Not saying you got to be around people, because I'm sure there's going to be some kind of, it's not all just going to open back up and we're like cockroaches coming back into the offices. But
it has to be like a slow rollout.
They have to figure out how they're going to get back and be productive again, because if you haven't been multitasking this whole time too, because I've been working and putting a load of laundry in and washing dishes and cleaning up here, and that's just what you do. So now you're just, I feel like the first day back, people are going to be sitting there staring at their desk like, what?
Like, what are we supposed to do? You got a pen? It's like first day of school.
Your password?
Oh, password. Like,
did you have to get called up here? Because I forgot my badge.
Yeah, that's going to be a struggle. Like you said, you kept yourself busy, so your body's used to it, your mind is used to being busy. But if you're working from home and you didn't pick up any extracurricular activities, and we already know if you're working from home, you're probably working 20 hours, not 40 hours a week.
Yep.
So when you have to get up and get back in the office, that's going to be a struggle. Your brain hasn't worked that hard in a while. Your body hasn't moved that much in a while.
Mm-hmm. You haven't had to wake up to get ready.
Right. You've rolled out of bed, probably just slept with the laptop in the bed, opened it. Like
Put your glasses on.
I saw a picture of a meme of a screenshot of a kid sleeping, a kindergartner sleeping, and his mom sleeping behind him, and that was on a Zoom from his class. And the mom was like, "Now I'm in trouble because I was in the bed when we were both asleep." But that's what people do. They just open their laptop, hit on, and now I'm here.
And now I'm on.
Versus you setting your alarm 2 hours before you have to leave the house. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a big deal. It's not an 8-hour shift. It's like a 10-hour shift, 10, 11 hours when you put in travel time.
For real, when you get up, get ready, travel into work, be at work, travel back home. Like now, so Kyle's been in the office for a couple weeks now, and they have this rotation. So now when we're coming back home, because I'll drop him off, he don't need to take public. Like, we're not putting him on public transportation. Like, we're not doing that drive-in, come back home. It's a 15-minute drive. Except now that we live in South Jersey, everybody's going to shore on the weekend. Guess on Thursdays and Fridays, it takes us like 45 minutes to get home, because all you shore house people love you, invite me.
I want one.
All of you guys are clogging up 42 and clogging up 676 and clogging up 76, so... But those people that haven't been in the office, that are going to have to go back onto 42 and 95 and the Blue Route and all that.
They're going to have to just wait till like the fall to open. Like,
just
for people to come for people to come back to the office. Because I think it's messed up to ask for people to come back now in the summer. Like, the kids are about to be out of school. If I had a shore home and I could work from home, I'm taking my laptop and we're going to live on the shore this summer. Why not?
But leave on Wednesday.
Leave on Wednesday so that she can
Don't
take
leave on
Kyle
Thursday.
to work.
Don't leave on Thursday. Coming back home, I got to deal with you.
Right.
But it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like we always end up talking about the pandemic because
I know.
Obviously it's the life that we're living right now. But
I'm interested to see Memorial Day weekend and how that all plays out and how people feel. And I'm definitely interested in that because I went to a restaurant the other day. And I heard the Karen. She goes, "I'm vaccinated." And as soon as I looked up, she was like hovering over this family that was eating, and there was a baby there, and you can see that the woman was uncomfortable because you're breathing over this family. I don't care if you're vaccinated. Get the fuck away from me.
It doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't mean. I was like, so here we go. So that's gonna be the next fight. Is I'm vaccinated. I'm not vaccinated. I don't care. I think they just CDC, Biden just was like, all right, free for all, open up the world. There's no process, and that's just I was like, it's hot. People about to get angry and irritated, and as soon as I hear somebody say something to me about I'm vaccinated, get the fuck away from me.
I don't. Good for you.
Good for you. I have antibodies. My body made antibodies, so I'm super duper protected. I have 2 different antibodies, and I'm still gonna wear my mask.
Still wearing my mask.
And I'm still gonna wash my hands because newsflash, I was washing my hands prior to the pandemic. Clearly, some people were not.
You needed to learn songs.
Well, listen, when people are like, "Oh
tricks.
my God, my hands are cracking," and I was like, "Do you not normally wash your hands?
Use lotion?
Ever?" It's like the truth came out. You little dirt balls. The truth came out. Oh, pandemic life.
I think also. So before we went on vacation, I had a lot of comments about, Florida, their numbers are up and everyone's just like, it's the Wild West down there. It wasn't. People were still wearing their masks. Not on the beach, obviously, but nobody on the shore is wearing their masks
Exactly.
either. Everyone in the hotel, in the restaurants, in the stores, all that. While we were there is when the CDC said, if you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask, but still wear your mask. But you don't have to wear your mask.
But you don't have to.
But
just a little bit.
Put it on.
But put it right here. What do you want me to do?
Just show your face the mask. So there were then a couple people that we would see in a store, and it would be less than a handful of people not wearing their mask. But every restaurant, every bar, everywhere, people had their mask on. Just like the flight, everyone wears their mask. Oh, you're not gonna get food on the flight? Yes, we did get food. Stop.
Wear your mask,
with your opinions. Just knock it off.
Wear your mask.
Just knock it off.
Use your common sense. The CDC, because now y'all gonna put me in my soapbox. The CDC, who is funded by the government, told you to take your mask off. If you pay attention to what's going on with the economy, you understand why. Economy over people. But again, use your own judgment.
Yeah. Do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do.
You have your
Just don't
opinion.
come over here and telling me I'm vaccinated and your breath stink. Get away from me. Leave me alone. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care, Vax Karen.
You're vaxxed and waxed and ready to go to the max.
Right.
That's fine. Don't have an opinion on.
Right. It was like the way she said it. I was like, you see, you're the reason. You're the reason that I just wish
like
that
all
people
aggressive about it. I'm
like,
vaccinated.
Okay, and even
I want
if
to
this
kiss
was
your baby. No, you're not.
Pandemic, get away from my baby.
Yeah.
I don't know you. I feel like I would love to know. I feel like the numbers are gonna lie, but I would love to know if all that group of like anti-vaccine people got the COVID vaccine. I feel like they did, because I feel like it's that same group of people that's like, oh no, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. But now it's like you were already entitled, and now you have even more entitlement because the president said I don't have to wear a mask because I'm vaccinated. Okay, bravo, Karen.
What bothers me, among a lot of stuff with this whole thing, I lost my train of thought because I'm so bothered.
It's the margaritas. I'm still thinking of my goal. I got goals.
Yeah. So you have people that are vaccinated. You have people that are not vaccinated. That's their choice. Right. Let them have their choice, right?
That's it.
We can have choice about other stuff,
right?
But this we can't have choices on. That was not my point. I'm still trying to get to it. Well, let me take another gulp.
It's the thinking juice.
But what's crazy though? All right, no, here we go.
We got it.
I think we got it. No, we don't have it.
Nope.
It's gonna be a good blooper.
It's gonna be a great blooper.
I get on my soapbox about this a little bit, and it's
the Terramana.
I got it. Damn it, you rock.
Making us forget.
Making us forget. I lost it again.
That was probably my fault.
You threw me. So you have people that are Democrats who are getting the vaccine. Stereotypical. I know I'm saying a big group, right? You have Republicans.
Relax, everybody relax.
Yeah, this is just an observation, very stereotypical. Democrats getting the vaccine. Republicans not getting the vaccine. Democrats saying, I don't have to wear my mask anymore, but then people are going to think I'm a Republican. Why is this a political issue?
Why?
Why do we have to make this
health and common sense?
Yeah.
It should not be about socioeconomical status. It should not be about who your political party is. It's just about the general health and well-being of your neighbor, and use your fucking common sense.
That's it.
That's it. But everything has to be a political thing. Okay, that's why I left the hospital.
Yep.
Politics. Bullshit.
It's too much. And it doesn't have to be affiliated to anything. You either want to do it or you don't.
Right, that's it.
That's it. Because I feel like whether you do it or you don't, you may have the same results.
Right.
Are we not listening to the same information?
Okay, they just pick
Your
and choose what they
interview
want to
went
hear.
completely.
That's all right. This is
this other
my
way.
interview and the soapbox, which is perfect because I'm always on the fucking soapbox.
But now that, right, I think this episode will air somewhere around when Philly reopens. Mm-hmm. And I think there's going to be a lot of like pointing fingers and a lot of like, I had someone the other day say, hey, I'm vaccinated if you want to like get lunch now. I was open to having lunch before you got vaccinated.
Right.
There's still social distancing. There's still masks. There's still outdoor space if that's what
They
makes you
canceled
feel
that social
comfortable.
distancing stuff. Can you bring it back? I don't care if we're 5 years post pandemic. I want you to stay 6 feet.
I noticed that some stores took the little markers and put the markers back. I want to go this way up this aisle, this way up this aisle.
One-way aisles. I like that.
I want you to stand over there when I stand over here. We should have been doing that a long time ago because the worst is when someone's like right
personal
here
space.
on top of you. And there's no personal space in the airport.
Nope.
Have you gone through security?
Been right on your ass
the whole time. Pull your mask down so I can see that this is your face.
This is this is about 24-inch wig. If I swing my wig and it hits you, you're 22 inches too close. Back the fuck up. I used to do that on purpose. If I swing my hair and it hits you, that means you're too close to me.
Yeah.
Back up.
Back up. Pandemic or not.
That's it. That's all.
It's all good stuff. I like this episode.
I like this.
Go back, voice over my answers from my episode. I want to pre-say that this is my favorite episode.
Okay. And that's a wrap, I guess.
That is a wrap for 11.
11. It's really like 20 because we have so many two-parters.
I know.
But apparently you people only listen for about 30 to 45 minutes because we have short attention spans. So here we are.
I blame TikTok.
I blame TikTok too.
Mm-hmm. And also, TikTok just put a 3-minute limit.
Oh.
Right?
I didn't see that one. Mm-mm.
So I heard that they put a 3-minute limit. So you can have a video up to 3 minutes.
That's too
you have a
much.
3-minute video, I don't need to see a part 2.
Mm-mm.
Get that shit done in the first 3 minutes.
Right there.
And then we're done.
I barely want to see the 60-second ones. Mm-hmm. Oh, why'd they do 3 minutes?
Get to your joke fast.
Right, quickly. They have a speed up version.
Yeah.
Why did they have to give 3 minutes? They should have just speed it up. Speed it up more.
Done and done.
And that's a wrap
That's
on
a wrap.
11.
Right.
Bye.